Community activists from Riverlea, Westbury as well as Eldorado Park feel not enough resources are deployed to combat gang-related violence in the predominantly coloured communities. This follows reports of the killing of 13 people over the weekend, a figure the police have since disputed. Joining us to discuss the violence that continues to plague these communities is Major General Max Masha, Johannesburg District Police Commissioner. Good evening, Commissioner, and thank you very much for your time. So before we get to what came out of yesterday's panel discussion, can you provide us with just an update on the recent incidents of gang-related shootings which prompted you as the police to issue that statement we saw cautioning people against disseminating information that could instill some sort of fear in these gang-ridden communities? How many lost their lives over the weekend, particularly in Westbury?
We had 10 incidents in this month for gang-related violence. But maybe going back to the number of people who died, I think we counted from Monday, because I watched that video yesterday, the interview yesterday. We counted from Monday until yesterday. But I think the colleagues that were counted from Friday, that's why the figures were different. So from Monday until yesterday, it was 3. But if we were to count backwards, yeah, it's certainly, I think it's 13, yeah. But I need to be corrected. I needed to correct that the period of calculating is where the challenge was. But according to our records, we had 10 gang-related incidents that happened in this month of June.
10 is too high a number. I mean, one life lost is honestly too much. What exactly is at the heart of this? Because we continuously have this conversation around Westbury. We've had Begitele go there. We've had crime in Bizos that we've covered as journalists. What exactly is the problem there? Why is it so difficult to curb this scourge?
Yeah, thank you very much. If you remember, there were panelists yesterday. They were explaining how the community itself is polarized. It's the first guns against the Varados. It makes it difficult for them to come together. Now, we as the police, through what we call Community Policing Forum, we want to talk to the community. Now, because the police can't be at every corner, but the community can be at every corner and every house. So we need the community support. Now, what then is happening is, at the moment, with the police, the guys, they will tell you the community that sometimes the watchers as we patrol, they just watch for a gap and they do their thing. When you go back immediately, like now, I can give an example. In this 10 incidents I'm telling you now, we arrested 8, I mean, we made arrests in 8. 12 people have been arrested already. But now a life is already lost. So the best is we should be able to work together with the community. The community joined the CPF. I can tell you now, the CPF in Westbury in particular is not functioning because the community is not coming forward. And
Commissioner, perhaps to interject there, just to squeeze in a question there. You say that you need the community's support. Therein lies the problem, according to them, that you want them to support you, but these gang members are armed. They're not. No one can ensure their safety, so how do they support? Even if it's as whistleblowers, they say they've spoken to the police about some sort of witness protection program, but you haven't been forthcoming. Nobody has come to speak to them about such.
No, thank you so much, and I like that question. There is currently a witness protection program. We have members of this group, I won't mention their names on air, that are on witness protection. They constantly come. The challenge that we have is that some of them, remember, the witness protection moves you from the community to a safer place. Now, some of people, our witness, when they are there, they want to go back because, let me be blunt, some of them, they themselves are addicted. You understand? So when they are there, they can't have their stuff. So they have to escape from where we...
Pardon me, just for clarity, addicted to drugs or what exactly?
Yes, addicted to drugs, yes. So now they can't stay in the witness protection program because there are no drugs there. They have to come back, you understand, in the community. That's where the challenge is. That is where I'm saying the witness protection is there. The people, I can tell you.
But surely
now,
those are isolated incidents, not to do anyone's bidding here. But nevertheless, one would assume there would be legitimate witnesses who would want to share information, and then there would be those, as you say, that might be addicts and want to return to the very community. So what of those? Because I'm sure, like you state, you watched the video yesterday, the activists, particularly Arlen from Riverlea, stated that for them, they fear for their lives, but they have information, but they cannot share it with the police.
Yeah. Number one, witness protection program is organized by the courts. With the police, you just facilitate. So that you can confirm independently. It is there. I wanted to assure you there is witness program in place run by the NPA. You can independently confirm that. Let's satisfy that. Now, once that one is settled, then the community can come to us. They can come to the station commander directly, speak in confidence. They can come to the number that we normally provide. I can provide to you in a moment, confidentially. And then we will then facilitate that witness protection program. Or even better, let them not even come to me, for example. Let them go to the Sophia Town Court. Let them go to court and say, I'm willing to be a witness. Can you help me to be in the witness protection program? They will contact us. We will make sure that the docket is open, everything is processed for the court to evaluate and see whether they can use. But what I want to assure the community is there is a witness protection program in place already.
Commissioner, you talk about the two gangs, the fast guns and the varados. So it means police do have intelligence on these two gangs. What stops you from identifying some of these gang members and removing them from these communities?
Yeah, a good question. These gangs, they're running years ago, and they're running in the families. You find some children now, they are fighting their grandfather's battles. Because your father was a varado, whether you like it or not, you're already classified a varado. It becomes a problem for us as the police. Even if you identify them, you must identify the families. You must arrest the whole families. So it becomes a problem. That's why in the ideal environment, if the communities were to say, all of us, we are now renouncing this fast gun thing, this varados thing, we just want to be community members, it will be easy. But the challenge you're having is that most community members, from generations, they are part of the family. They cannot, in other words, some of them, they don't have a choice.
So would intelligence not play a role there? That if you're going to investigate, you'd be following some of these family members? Because one, there's an issue of the accessibility of guns in the communities that need to be taken out of that community. But also, they also spoke about reconciliatory talks that perhaps you could facilitate, as you say, that these are long-standing feuds.
We remember we have the Community Policing Forum, right? And in other communities like Eldorado Park that are there. But as I'm saying, in terms of reaching the community to come together, to communicate amongst themselves. I just told you now, of the 10 incidents that happened, we made 12 arrests. If it was depending on just merely arresting, gang violence would have stopped. What is the challenge? We keep arresting, but because the families are entrenched, it's like they say nature does not allow a vacuum. If you arrest another one come in. And I think in this environment, they'll tell you, these corners that they're fighting for, if you arrest this particular guy, another one see that corner as unoccupied, he comes to occupy the same corner. So it's deep rooted. The police alone will go so far, but we need to community to say, all of us as the community of these areas, we turn our backs on being affiliated to fast guns. I mean, they will tell you, there are areas, they say, this area is varados, this area is fast guns. And they themselves, the community members, they know these areas. Now, effectively, what you are asking me, I must go arrest everybody there because they call that area Barados. I can't do that. I must wait when they are involved in crime to arrest them. But if they have not yet arrested crime, I can't arrest them because somebody say they are a Barado or a fast gun. That's where the challenge is. Then when you arrest them, then somebody come and fill up the space where we arrested. So long term, the whole community must say, we are all of us gonna say no more fast gun, no more Varados, and then maybe they move from one area to another. They just crisscross. As a community, that is long-term solution.
I'm sure you've seen the video that was circulating where gunshots could be heard and community members begging others not to go closer to the danger. Have you, at the very least, been able to establish where exactly that incident took place? This was a video that was circulating on Sunday.
Yeah, ma'am. We deal with these videos and we make arrests, like I told you. So this one specifically you are referring to, I'm not sure I saw it, but I can tell you, we are arresting regularly on a regular basis. If arrests alone were enough to stop gang violence, it would have stopped long ago. As I'm telling you, let me give you an idea. Every month we arrest. There's no month where we say there was no gang member that was arrested. We arrest. But the reason why it seems like we're not really effective is because when you arrest, somebody come and replace the one that we just arrested. So it becomes a very vicious cycle. That's why I'm telling you that the best and long term, the community, all of them must stand back on this gang thing. And that's the only way that we can get rid of this thing.
You paint a very bleak picture, honestly speaking, because for them, speaking at least to the activists, it seemed that you were their last hope. They were hoping that enough resources can be allocated to the community where you have more visible policing at the very least. You're saying that that wouldn't even help.
The police are deployed. Like I just told you now, we are arresting. If we were not, the situation would be much dire. But we are arresting. There are periods where it's loud. There is no why you hear them making noise now. It's because for a long time it was quiet, it was loud. But now this sudden spike, it makes the community rise up, which we understand and which we respond. Like I told you now, we already made arrests. There's no doubt about it. The police deployment, we are there. Like we told you, the MEC came and provide 250 crime traffic wardens that are helping us also with visibility. Yes, they are not yet trained to carry guns as we speak, but because
which is a
in
concern.
their numbers.
Which is a concern for them as well, because that was also raised, that you've got these young people who want to make a difference, but they don't have guns. They have to contend with people who are gun wielding. What happens in that instance? Because their own lives are then at risk. Yeah.
The main thing, let me say this to you. The main thing is when these traffic wardens are in their numbers, it makes it uneasy for any person to come and just shoot, because witnesses are potential witnesses there already. They want a victim. They want. Remember the triangle of crime is the victim, the suspect, and opportunity. So when these wardens are there, it's not a vacuum. So the criminals won't shoot in their presence. They want to look for a space where they are not visible. So they are making a difference. Don't make a mistake. They are making a difference. Yes, we understand that ideally they should be armed, but for now they are not yet trained. They will be armed sooner or later, but they are definitely making a difference. We have made many arrests as a result of their help. We have retrieved guns, we have retrieved drugs as a result of these traffic wardens helping us.
Commissioner, it would be remiss of me not to challenge that particular statement, just because you're saying that if a criminal has a gun and sees a group of people standing there, it's highly unlikely that they would shoot purely because they would be identified. But criminals have become so brazen. They shoot in broad daylight with everybody there. And if anything, when people hear a gun, they all run.
Yeah, I hear you, but I can assure you that people still... Okay, let me say this. You are right. There are instances where some guys are brazen. You are right. But generally speaking, their presence makes this guy uncomfortable. I can tell you now, for example, the reason why we still have community activists there fighting is because when they come to the community, these criminals hide, these criminals run because they know that the community are able to tell them out to the police and they will be arrested. So anybody who says the presence of uniform does not make a difference, that is not true. They do make a difference. We are the ones, like I'm telling you, if they were not helping these crime traffic wardens, would be as successful as we are currently. They are making a difference.